Okay, so get this. Google just dropped something big in the AI world, and you're about to be in the know before everyone else. We're doing a deep dive today into Google's new open AI model, Gemma 3, and why it matters, whether you're, tech savvy or just curious about how AI is going to impact our lives. We're working from this article. It's called Google Gemma 3, Open AI Model Revolution, and it is hot off the press.
Yeah, this is big news.
Yeah, so to kick things off, what is Gemma 3 in a nutshell? Like, what's the big deal here?
So the simplest way to put it is that Google's released this new version of their open AI model family called Gemma 3. And the really key thing here is that it's designed to make AI development way more accessible and adaptable than ever before.
Accessible how? Like, what do you mean by that? Give me an example.
Well, think about it like, remember when smartphones were suddenly something everyone could use?
Yeah, like everyone and their grandma had a smartphone.
Right, exactly. Gemma 3 is kind of aiming to do that for building with AI.
So you're saying anyone could potentially become an AI developer with Gemma 3?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the article actually points out that this isn't just some far-off dream. In just a year, the Gemmaverse, which is what they're calling the community around these models, has just exploded. Over 100 million downloads already and a ton of user-created variations of the original Gemma models.
Wow, 100 million, that's a huge number. So it's not just like, big tech companies controlling AI anymore.
Exactly. It's becoming more democratized.
I like that. So democratized AI. Okay, that makes sense. But now I want to get into the nitty-gritty. What can Gemma 3 actually do? What's so special about it on the tech side?
Well, one of the most impressive things is its scalable architecture. So it comes in different sizes, ranging from 1 billion to 27 billion parameters.
Okay, and remind me, what do parameters tell us about how powerful a model is?
Sure. Think of them as the processing muscle of the AI model. The more parameters generally, the more power it packs. The nice thing about Gemma 3 is that you can choose the size that fits your needs and your hardware.
So even if I'm working on like an old laptop, I could potentially use Gemma 3.
Yeah, you could.
That's pretty cool. Okay, but how does it stack up against the big AI models out there? Is it actually any good?
Well, the article says that it actually outperforms some of the major players like Llama 405B on certain benchmarks. And get this, the 27 billion parameter version achieved a top score on the Chatbot Arena leaderboard using just a single NVIDIA H100 GPU.
Wait, hold on. One GPU. Isn't that kind of unheard of for that level of performance?
It is. A lot of competitors require at least 32 GPUs to get similar results.
So Gemma 3 is efficient too.
Extremely.
Wow, okay. So we've got scalability, we've got efficiency, and it sounds like it's packing some serious power. What other tricks does it have up its sleeve?
Well, one thing is its global reach. It supports over 140 languages, which really opens up AI development to a much wider audience.
That's huge, yeah. Especially if you're thinking about building AI solutions for a global market. What about the types of data it can process? Can it handle more than just text?
It can.
Yeah.
That's another thing that makes Gemma 3 so unique. It's multimodal, so it can handle text images and even short videos. Plus, it has an extended context window, so it can process bigger chunks of information at once.
So it's like a true multitasker in the AI world. Like it can watch a video, read a bunch of text, and then connect the dots between them.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's impressive. Okay, so let's say I'm totally sold on Gemma 3's capabilities. Where can I actually put it to work? What does deployment look like?
Well, one of the best things about Gemma 3 is its flexibility. You can use it with all the popular AI tools, and it runs on different platforms and hardware. You could be using it on your laptop or in the cloud.
So I could be building a chatbot on my computer or running some complex simulation on a huge cloud platform. It sounds pretty versatile.
It is, and that's kind of the point. It's about giving people options.
I like it. Options are good. Okay, so we've talked about all the amazing things Gemma 3 can do, but, with great power comes great responsibility, right? The article did mention some concerns about open AI models.
Right, and it's important to acknowledge those.
So did they talk about how Google is addressing those concerns?
Yeah, they did. They've put in place these comprehensive governance policies and safety evaluations to try and minimize the risks.
So they're not just handing out this incredibly powerful AI tool without any safeguards.
Not at all. They're also releasing this tool called Shield Gemma 2, which is specifically for image safety verification.
How does that work?
It basically analyzes images and flags any content that might be harmful,
Yeah.
like violence or explicit material.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to help make sure that Gemma 3 is being used responsibly.
That's good to hear. It's reassuring that they're taking the ethical implications seriously. But let's go back to this Gemmaverse for a second. The article talked about some real-world examples of how people are already using Gemma, right?
Yeah, there are some pretty cool projects out there. like AI Singapore's Sea Lion V3 language model that's powered by Gemma.
Yeah.
And Inside has developed BGGPT specifically for the Bulgarian language. And Nexa AI is using it for their Omni Audio project, which focuses on sound processing.
Wow, those are some pretty diverse applications. Shows you the global reach that the Gemmaverse is already having. And for any researchers out there listening, the article mentioned that Google's offering some serious support through their Gemma 3 academic program, right?
Yeah, they are. Researchers can apply for $10,000 in Google Cloud credits to help them with their AI research projects.
Yeah, that's significant. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from the technical stuff to the potential impact. And I think the big takeaway is that Gemma 3 isn't just another AI model, it's like a paradigm shift.
I think so too. It's a major step towards making AI accessible, adaptable, and incredibly powerful, and it's already making waves across the globe.
Yeah, it is. But the question that keeps coming back to me is, where do we go from here? With a tool this powerful and this accessible, what does the future hold for Gemma 3 and for the AI landscape as a whole?
That is the million-dollar question. I don't think anyone has the answer just yet, but it's going to be fascinating to watch it all unfold.
I agree. And on that note, I think we'll take a quick break and come back to explore that question in more depth.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, think about it. With Gemma 3 being open source and so adaptable, its applications could be incredibly diverse.
It's like we're handing a toolkit packed with cutting-edge AI tech to like a global community of creators, researchers, developers, you name it. The possibilities are practically limitless, right?
Absolutely. We could see a surge in new AI-powered applications, chatbots that can actually understand and respond to our needs, and even significant advancements in fields like healthcare and scientific research.
Like personalized medicine tailored to someone's genetic makeup or AI-driven drug discovery that speeds up the development of new treatments.
Yeah, those are just a couple examples off the top of my head. And don't forget about creative industries. Imagine artists and musicians using AI to generate entirely new forms of art and music that we haven't even thought of yet.
That's what really captures my imagination. AI is a creative partner helping us to push the boundaries of what's possible in art music storytelling.
Exactly. And with Gemma 3's focus on multimodal capabilities, it takes those creative possibilities to another level. Imagine immersive experiences that blend text images, video, and sound.
Interactive stories that unfold across multiple mediums or music that responds to your emotions in real time. We're talking about a whole new dimension of creative expression.
Precisely. And the fact that Gemma 3 is designed to run on a variety of platforms, including mobile devices, means these experiences could be accessible to a much wider audience.
So it's not just about high-end installations or expensive equipment. Anyone with a smartphone could potentially tap into this.
In a way, yes. But it's important, like we talked about earlier, to acknowledge the potential downsides that come with such powerful technology.
Right. We can't get carried away with the excitement without considering the potential for misuse or unintended consequences.
Absolutely. We need to be mindful of the ethical implications and make sure that Gemma 3 is used for good, not for harmful purposes.
Like spreading misinformation, manipulating people's emotions, creating deep fakes that erode trust and sow discord.
Those are all valid concerns, and that's why Google's commitment to responsible AI development is so important. Their efforts to mitigate risks through governance policies and tools like Shield Gemma 2 are essential.
It's a reminder that we need to be cautious and think ahead when developing AI, making sure it aligns with our values and benefits humanity as a whole.
Couldn't agree more. We need to have open and honest conversations about AI and its impact, both positive and negative, and those conversations need to involve a diverse range of voices.
That's a crucial point. We can't just leave these decisions to a small group of tech experts or policymakers. This is going to affect all of us. Everyone needs a seat at the table.
Exactly. We need ethicists, social scientists, artists, policymakers, everyday citizens, all contributing to the discussion and shaping the future of AI.
It's about striking a balance between innovation and responsibility, harnessing the power of AI, but safeguarding against the potential harms.
That's the challenge, and it's one we need to face head on. The future of AI depends on it.
Well said. Okay, so we've talked about the power of Gemma 3, the importance of responsible development, but I want to focus on something else for a minute. This idea of the Gemmaverse that the article mentioned. It highlighted some early projects, and I'm curious what your take is on the role this community will play in shaping Gemma 3 going forward.
It's an interesting development for sure. This Gemmaverse, this community of developers, researchers, enthusiasts, They're going to be the ones pushing the boundaries of what's possible. They'll be experimenting with new applications, uncovering hidden potential, and pushing the limits of Gemma 3's capabilities.
It's like a giant collaborative laboratory where everyone's contributing to the evolution of this technology. And with Google supporting this community, I think we're going to see some really remarkable things.
I agree. It really shows the power of open source and the collaborative spirit of the AI community. And this is just the beginning. As more people start using and experimenting with Gemma 3, I think we're going to see an explosion of creativity and innovation.
And I'm really interested to see how this community tackles some of the challenges that come with democratizing AI, like accessibility, fairness, responsible use. These issues are going to be front and center as Gemma 3 becomes more widely adopted.
For sure, those are challenges that need to be addressed, and the Gemmaverse will be an important testing ground for finding solutions and best practices. It's a dynamic landscape, and the community will play a big part in shaping its future.
So to recap, we've talked about the power of Gemma 3 responsible AI development and the role of the Gemmaverse, but for our listeners who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, what's the one key takeaway you want them to remember?
I think the most important thing to remember is that Gemma 3 is a significant step towards democratizing AI. It's a powerful tool with the potential to change countless industries and aspects of our lives, but it also requires careful consideration and responsible use.
And it's not just up to Google or a handful of experts to ensure that happens. It's up to all of us, developers, researchers, policymakers, and everyday people, to engage in these conversations, ask tough questions, and work together to shape AI in a way that benefits everyone.
That's a great way to put it. We need to approach AI development with this sense of shared responsibility, understanding that the choices we make today will have a big impact on the future.
Well said. So now that we've covered a lot of the technical aspects and potential impact, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about something that's been on my mind. We've been focusing on AI's capabilities, but are we overlooking the role that humans play in creativity, innovation, and problem solving?
Yeah, that's a question I've been thinking about too. It's easy to get caught up in all the amazing things AI can do, but isn't it really human ingenuity that's driving innovation and giving these tools purpose? Yeah, I think that's an important point to remember, and the key is recognizing that AI isn't meant to replace human creativity. It's meant to enhance it. Gemma 3 and all these other tools, they're powerful instruments, but they're still just instruments. It's the human artist or scientist or writer who's wielding them and shaping the final outcome.
So we should be thinking about AI as a collaborator, not a competitor, a way to amplify our own abilities and, maybe explore new creative territories.
Exactly. Imagine a musician using Gemma 3 to generate some unexpected melodies that spark new ideas for their composition, or a writer collaborating with an AI to brainstorm plot twists or come up with unique character voices. There's so much potential for creative synergy there.
I love that idea. AI as like a muse, a creative partner that pushes us beyond our usual boundaries. And that's where I think the human element really comes in. We bring the vision, the intuition, the emotional depth that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
Right. And I think there's something really magical about that collaboration, that interplay between human and artificial intelligence. It's not about one replacing the other. It's about finding ways to work together to create something truly remarkable.
So we've talked a lot about the big picture impact of Gemma 3, but let's bring it back down to earth for a second. If you're listening to this and you're feeling inspired, what are some ways you can actually get involved with Gemma 3 and the Gemmaverse?
Well, the good news is Gemma 3 is designed to be accessible. Even if you're not a developer, there are tons of resources to help you get started. The Gemma website has tutorials, documentation, and a community forum where you can connect with other users and learn from their experiences.
So whether you want to try building a simple chatbot experiment with AI image generation, or even just dive into the code and see how it all works, there's a place for you in the Gemmaverse.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of just playing around and exploring. Sometimes the best ideas come from those moments of experimentation and discovery.
That's so true. You don't need to be an expert to be a part of this. It's all about being curious and willing to learn and experiment.
Right. The Gemmaverse is all about collaboration and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe you'll discover the next big breakthrough or uncover a talent you never knew you had.
So we've covered a lot of ground today, the tech, the potential, the ethical considerations, the role of the community. But now I want to hear from you. What's resonating with you? What stands out as particularly interesting or maybe even concerning?
Is there a specific application of Gemma 3 that's sparking your imagination or raising questions you hadn't considered before?
For me, it's this whole idea of human AI collaboration that's really exciting. This potential to blend our strengths and create something groundbreaking.
Mhm.
I think that's where the future of AI lies, not in replacing humans, but in empowering us to achieve more than we ever could on our own.
I couldn't agree more. It's a really exciting time to be following the evolution of AI. We're seeing a whole new era unfold where the lines between human and machine are becoming blurred and the possibilities seem endless.
And maybe some of our listeners will be inspired to join the Gemmaverse and become a part of that story.
That would be fantastic to see people from all walks of life using Gemma 3 to make a positive impact on the world.
That's definitely a vision worth striving for. And it's a reminder that the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're all creating together.
Well said. And as we keep exploring the possibilities of Gemma 3 and all these other advancements, it's important to remember that we're not just shaping technology, we're shaping our future.
That's a great point to end on. So we're going to wrap up this deep dive into the world of Gemma 3 here. We hope you found it insightful, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Keep those minds curious and those imaginations fired up, because who knows what incredible innovations are just around the corner. Until next time, happy exploring.